Reality is glitching, can you feel it? And the snow moon is the key. This snow moon could unlock your full potential, or leave you trapped in the same old loops. For centuries, we've understood the moon's influence over our tides, our emotions, and our very sense of self. But what if the upcoming snow moon reveals something far more profound, far more urgent than we ever imagined? What if it exposes that the world around us is not as solid as we believe, that the very fabric of reality is starting to fray? This isn't just another full moon bathed in winter light. This snow moon, with its amplified energy, is about to pull back the curtain, exposing the hidden code that governs our lives. Those strange coincidences, that nagging sense of unease, those moments where reality seems to shimmer and shift, these are the glitches. And this snow moon acts as a cosmic magnifying glass, making them impossible to ignore. It's not just about strange feelings. During this period, the veil between worlds thins, amplifying existing patterns in our lives, turning strengths into superpowers and weaknesses into glaring vulnerabilities. Are you ready to see the truth, even if it shatters everything you thought you knew? Imagine the universe as a complex computer program, constantly running, constantly evolving. Within that program, each of us exists as a unique avatar. The moon cycles aren't merely astronomical events, they're scheduled system updates designed to optimize the code. But sometimes, these updates reveal underlying errors, glitches in the matrix that expose the limitations of our perceived reality. During this snow moon, these glitches aren't just visible. They're amplified, demanding our attention. This means that issues you've been avoiding, patterns you've been repeating, and truths you've been denying will surface with undeniable force. This isn't some abstract concept, either. This is personal, visceral, and immediate. Now, according to simulation theory, many researchers and theorists propose that we live in a simulated reality. This theory suggests that pre-programmed responses to situations exist within us, influencing our actions and decisions. But what if you could rewrite those responses? What if you could tap into dormant codes within your DNA, codes designed to unlock higher levels of awareness and potential? The snow moon is not just revealing the glitches. It's offering us the chance to debug our own code, to rewrite our programs, and to create a reality that is truly aligned with our soul's purpose. Ignoring this opportunity carries significant risks. You may find yourself trapped in cycles of self-sabotage, blinded by illusion, and disconnected from your own inner wisdom. This is a critical moment, a crossroads where the choices you make will determine the trajectory of your life. That is why it is imperative that you understand the amplified energies of the snow moon and how they are impacting not only you, but also our world. This is not just about your personal journey. It's about the evolution of humanity, because we are all interconnected, and your choices ripple out into the world. The impact can range from shifts in your relationships to breakthroughs in your career, from awakenings in your spiritual path to radical improvements in your health. Therefore, this snow moon isn't just a celestial event. It's a mirror reflecting your inner world back at you, revealing both your strengths and your weaknesses. It's up to you to decide what you do with that reflection. If you are willing to do the work, these challenges can actually unlock hidden abilities, access higher levels of consciousness, and help create a life beyond your wildest dreams. Ask yourself, will you embrace the opportunity for growth and transformation, or will you resist the change and remain stuck in the old patterns? To navigate this potent lunar energy and rewrite your own code, there are some fundamental patterns you must be aware of. Right now, this energy is rising, creating a palpable tension in the air. The more self-aware you are, the better equipped you'll be to recognize and address the glitches in your simulation. This requires a willingness to be honest with yourself, to confront your shadows, and to take responsibility for your own reality. During this period, your intuition will be amplified. Therefore, learn to trust your gut feelings, to listen to the whispers of your soul, and to follow your inner compass, even when it leads you down unexpected paths. Are you seeing the same arguments play out over and over again? Are you stuck in a cycle of debt? Are you constantly attracting the same type of toxic people into your life? These aren't just coincidences. They're patterns that the snow moon is bringing to your attention. Ask yourself how these patterns are helping or hindering your path. Understanding them is the first step to breaking free. But before we go any further, you need to know something. There are 8 critical mistakes that you absolutely must avoid during this snow moon if you want to successfully navigate this intense energy. What are the glitches? The glitches can be subtle, manifesting as fleeting moments of doubt, unexplained anxieties, or a nagging sense that something is missing. This means you will need to pay close attention to these subtle signs and trust your intuition. Pay attention to the numbers you see, the dreams you have, and the people you encounter. Are there any patterns emerging? These synchronicities are not random. They're messages from the universe, guiding you towards your true potential. Avoiding these 8 mistakes will not only help you navigate the snow moon's energies, but also unlock a new level of awareness and empowerment, helping you become a skilled programmer of your own reality. So are you ready to rewrite your code, create a life that is truly aligned with your soul's purpose, and step into your full potential? Because what comes next will change everything. So let's dive into the first critical error that could leave you lost in the code. Mistake 1. Ignoring the initial signs, disconnection and unease. How often do you brush off those subtle feelings of disconnection, that nagging sense that something just isn't quite right? You attribute it to stress, a lack of sleep, or maybe just a bad day. But what if those fleeting moments of unease are actually the first glitches in your simulation, the universe subtly whispering that your program is malfunctioning? The initial signs are often dismissed as mere coincidence, but they are, in actuality, the equivalent of lag in a computer program, a slow processing speed indicating that something is amiss beneath the surface. Imagine trying to run a high-performance game on a computer with outdated hardware. The glitches, the stuttering graphics, these are the warnings that your system is struggling. Similarly, when you ignore those initial feelings of disconnection, you're essentially ignoring the warning signs that your internal system is overloaded and in need of recalibration. The simulation is trying to correct itself, and it will continue to get louder until you finally acknowledge what is happening. Are you willing to listen, or will you continue to ignore the increasingly urgent warnings? One of the most effective ways to start recognizing these initial signs is to cultivate mindfulness. Take a few moments each day to check in with yourself, to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Start a journal and document any subtle shifts in your mood, changes in your sleep patterns, or recurring feelings of offness. The universe speaks to us in whispers, and it's up to us to learn how to listen. Why are these signs so often ignored? Because it's easier to dismiss them. It requires less effort to push aside the discomfort and continue with our daily routines. Many people choose to live in denial, clinging to the illusion of control rather than confronting the unsettling truth that reality might not be what they think it is. This self-preservation mechanism, however, only serves to exacerbate the problem. It's like ignoring a virus on your computer until it completely crashes your system. By choosing awareness, you empower yourself to take control of your own well-being and navigate the glitches in your simulation with greater ease. Don't be afraid to question your reality. The truth may be uncomfortable, but it is also liberating. Mistake 2. Clinging to old routines, resisting change. What happens when the operating system of your reality is undergoing a major update? Do you resist the changes, clinging to your old, familiar routines, or do you embrace the new and adapt to the evolving landscape? The snow moon acts as a catalyst for change, amplifying the energies that are pushing you to break free from stagnant patterns and embrace a new version of yourself. Continuing to engage in unhealthy habits, staying in toxic relationships, or remaining stuck in dead-end jobs, these are all examples of clinging to obsolete software that is no longer supported by the system. This resistance to change can manifest as increased frustration, stagnation, and a pervasive sense of being stuck in a loop. Remember that initial disconnection you felt, that glitch in the system might be directly connected to the routine, habit, or relationship that you're so desperately trying to hold on to. The universe is constantly evolving, and if you resist that evolution, you will inevitably be left behind. So, how do you embrace change and let go of what no longer serves you? Start by identifying one area of your life where you're resisting change. Perhaps it's a limiting belief that you've been clinging to for years, or a toxic relationship that you know is draining your energy. Take a small step towards letting go. This could involve having an honest conversation with someone, setting a boundary, or simply acknowledging that it's time to move on. Consider that old routines are like outdated programs that need to be uninstalled. Just as a computer needs to be decluttered and optimized to run efficiently, so too does your life. Embrace the opportunity to clear out the old and make space for the new. What's one program you can uninstall today? Mistake 3. Suppressing emotions, avoiding the purge. Imagine your emotional body as a complex network of energy channels. During the snow moon, these channels become supercharged, and old, stagnant emotions begin to surface, demanding to be released. What do? Do you allow yourself to feel the full intensity of these emotions, or do you suppress them, numbing the pain with alcohol, food, or other distractions? Suppressed emotions don't simply disappear. They fester and manifest as physical or mental health problems. They become like corrupted files, clogging up your system and preventing you from operating at your full potential. This snow moon is triggering a deep emotional purge, an invitation to clear out the old baggage and make space for new, positive energy. To safely process and release your emotions, give yourself permission to feel. Find healthy outlets for your emotional energy, such as journaling, crying, screaming into a pillow, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist. Remember, vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a strength. Embracing your emotions as a natural part of the human experience allows you to connect with your authentic self and build deeper, more meaningful relationships. The glitch may be an invitation to clear out junk files, to free up memory for the new operating system. Embrace the discomfort, knowing that it is a necessary step on your path to healing and transformation. Are you ready to embrace your vulnerability and allow yourself to feel? Mistake 4. Neglecting intuition, ignoring the inner compass. The snow moon heightens your intuition, transforming it into an invaluable tool for navigating the glitches in the simulation. Are you listening? How often do you dismiss your gut feelings as irrational or illogical, choosing instead to rely solely on logic and reason? Think of your intuition as a built-in GPS system that helps you navigate the virtual world. It's a direct connection to your soul, offering guidance and clarity when you need it most. Neglecting your intuition is like ignoring the directions on your GPS and blindly driving in circles, hoping to eventually reach your destination. To strengthen and trust your intuition, create space for it in your life. Practice meditation, spend time in nature, or simply ask your intuition direct questions and pay attention to the answers. Pay attention to those fleeting moments of insight, those sudden downloads of information that seem to come from nowhere. These are your intuitive hits, and they are always guiding you towards your true path. The universe is constantly sending you signals, but you must be willing to listen. Make a conscious effort to cultivate your intuition and trust its guidance. Are you ready to trust your inner compass and follow where it leads? What questions do you have for your inner GPS? Mistake 5. Seeking external validation, ignoring the inner authority. How often do you seek the approval of others before making a decision? Do you constantly ask for advice or validation instead of trusting your own judgment? This is an external locus of control, where you place your power in the hands of others, instead of recognizing the authority you have over your own life. The snow moon is a time to connect with your own inner wisdom and trust your own judgment. It's a time to step into your power and recognize that you are the ultimate authority on your own life. To cultivate self-confidence and trust your own decisions, start by practicing making small decisions on your own. Choose what to wear, what to eat, or which route to take to work, without seeking anyone else's opinion. Gradually increase the stakes as you become more comfortable with your own decision-making abilities. Remember, mistakes are opportunities for learning and growth. In the simulation, you're downloading or accessing more efficient information than you previously held. This new information will help you navigate future scenarios with greater confidence. Embrace the possibility of being wrong, knowing that it's a necessary part of the learning process. Are you ready to trust your inner authority and make decisions that are aligned with your own values and desires? These are just some of the key mistakes that you must avoid during this potent time. But that's not all. There is far more you need to be aware of to successfully navigate the intense energy. These are just some of the key mistakes that you must avoid during this potent time. But that's not all. There is far more you need to be aware of to successfully navigate the intense energy. Are you truly ready to delve even deeper? Deeper dive into Mistake 1, the cascade effect of ignoring initial signs. Those initial signs of disconnection aren't just random occurrences. They're your system's way of flagging potential threats. Think of it. Emotionally, this manifests as sudden apathy, inexplicable irritability, or a pervasive sense of dread. Physically, you might experience digestive issues, persistent headaches, or unexplained fatigue. Mentally, brain fog descends, memory lapses become frequent, and you struggle to focus. These aren't isolated incidents, they're interconnected signals. Ignoring one triggers a cascade effect. A feeling of unease leads to anxiety. Anxiety disrupts your sleep. Poor sleep impairs your decision-making, and those bad decisions create further unease. It's a snowball effect of negativity, rapidly gaining momentum. Within the context of the simulation, these early symptoms are the system trying to alert you to a critical error. It's like ignoring a warning message on your computer. Low disk space, potential malware detected, system instability. Dismiss these warnings, and you risk a full system crash, a complete shutdown of your ability to function effectively within the simulated reality. Your avatar becomes sluggish, unresponsive, trapped in a loop of repeating the same mistakes over and over. So how do you short-circuit this cascade effect? Become hyper-aware of your internal landscape. Schedule mindful walks, active listening to your body and its needs. Engage in body scan meditations to become familiar with areas of tension. These daily practices serve as diagnostic tools, allowing you to detect and address glitches before they escalate into full-blown crises. Remember, the simulation wants you to succeed, but it requires your active participation. Unveiling Mistake 2, the illusion of control and the river analogy. Why do we resist change so fiercely? Because it challenges our illusion of control. We cling to familiar routines, believing that we can dictate the outcome of our lives, orchestrating a sense of safety and predictability. But this is a fallacy, a fundamental misunderstanding of how the simulation operates. Resisting change is like trying to swim against a powerful river current. It's exhausting, futile, and ultimately leads to stagnation or being swept away by the current. The river of life is constantly flowing, ever-evolving, and resisting its natural course only creates internal turmoil and blocks you from reaching the ocean of potential. Where are you resisting the flow? Perhaps you're clinging to outdated technology, resisting new cultural norms, or shying away from unfamiliar experiences. The simulation is designed to evolve, to push you beyond your comfort zone and into new realms of growth. Resisting that evolution is like trying to run an outdated program on a cutting-edge operating system, causing glitches in the system, compatibility errors, and ultimately preventing you from experiencing the full potential of the new environment. Your avatar starts to pixelate, struggles to interact with the environment, becoming a relic of the past. So, what can you do? Identify one area in your life where you're resisting change. Is it a fear of vulnerability, a reluctance to leave a secure but unfulfilling job, or an unwillingness to forgive someone who has wronged you? Acknowledge that fear, then take a small step towards flowing with the river. Sign up for a class, have that difficult conversation, or simply allow yourself to dream about a different future. Are you ready to stop fighting the current and start navigating the river of life with grace and ease? the shadow side of mistake 3. Suppressed emotions as energy blockages. What happens when you consistently suppress your emotions, burying them deep within your subconscious? They don't simply vanish. Instead, they become energy blockages, trapped within your physical and energetic bodies, disrupting the flow of vital life force. Specific emotions tend to get stuck in different areas of the body. Tight shoulders often indicate suppressed stress and responsibility. A clenched jaw can signify anger and frustration. A constricted chest may point to grief and sadness. These blockages not only manifest as physical discomfort, but also cloud your thinking, distort your perceptions, and limit your ability to experience joy and connection. Within the simulation, suppressed emotions are like corrupted files, slowing down the processing speed, draining your energy, and creating glitches in your avatar's behavior. These unresolved feelings manifest as distorted expressions, awkward movements, a disconnect between words and actions, making your avatar appear inauthentic and untrustworthy to other players. The longer these files remain corrupted, the more difficult it becomes to restore the system to its optimal state. How do you safely release these energy blockages and restore emotional flow? Explore techniques such as somatic experiencing, which focuses on releasing trauma stored in the body. Practice breathwork exercises to clear stagnant energy. Or seek guidance from an energy healer to identify and dissolve blockages. Pause now and list all sources of emotional distress in your life. Alongside each item, write down a method you will engage to resolve it. You are the operator of your life, and only you have the power to defrag your system, heightening intuition. Mistake 4, and recognizing synchronistic events. Your intuition, that subtle inner knowing, is a powerful guide in navigating the complexities of this simulation, a direct line to the source code, offering insights and clarity beyond the realm of logic. Think of intuition as a hint or trick built into the simulation to help you level up faster, a hidden warp zone in a video game that allows you to bypass obstacles and access new areas. But how often do you dismiss those intuitive nudges, those gut feelings, those sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere? How often do you disregard them as mere coincidence or flights of fancy? These coincidences often show themselves through synchronistic events, and you're likely neglecting them as well. Seeing repeating numbers like 111, 222, or 333, encountering specific people who offer exactly the guidance you need, or experiencing meaningful coincidences that defy logical explanation. These are all messages from the universe, breadcrumbs along your path. They are the system's way of communicating with you, guiding you towards your true purpose and alerting you to potential dangers. To interpret these synchronistic events, start by keeping a journal. Write down any unusual occurrences, recurring patterns, or vivid dreams. Pay attention to your gut feelings, those instinctive reactions that arise in response to certain situations or people. And most importantly, trust your inner voice, that quiet whisper that always knows what's best for you. You are, after all, the player and the guide. Years ago, during a particularly challenging period, I kept seeing the number 444 everywhere. Initially, I dismissed it as a coincidence, but the numbers persisted, popping up on license plates, clocks, and even receipts. Eventually, I looked up the meaning of 444 and discovered that it was a sign from my spirit guides, assuring me that I was on the right path and that I was being supported every step of the way. That validation gave me the strength to persevere and ultimately overcome the obstacles I was facing. Have you had similar experiences? Share them in the comments below. Mistake 5. The trap of external validation and the echo chamber effect. Why are we so conditioned to seek the approval of others? From a young age, we're taught to conform, to follow the rules, to seek validation from authority figures. This creates a deep-seated need for external validation, a constant craving for approval that can lead to a loss of self-identity and autonomy. We start making choices based on what others want or expect of us, rather than what truly resonates with our own hearts and desires. Always agreeing with others to avoid conflict or seeking approval from social media followers are common traps that lead to self-betrayal. This need for external validation often leads to the echo chamber effect, where we surround ourselves with like-minded individuals who reinforce our existing beliefs and prevent us from growing. We only consume news and information that confirms our worldview, avoiding anything that challenges our assumptions. In the context of the simulation, seeking external validation is like relying on pre-programmed NPCs, non-player characters, for guidance instead of accessing your own inner wisdom. You're essentially outsourcing your decision-making to artificial entities, allowing them to dictate your actions and experiences. Are you truly making your own choices, or are you simply following your programming? I once made a major career decision based solely on the advice of a mentor, ignoring my own gut feeling that it wasn't the right path for me. It led to months of misery and ultimately forced me to backtrack and start over. I had given my power away and paid the price, rewriting the code. Mistake 6, and the power of affirmations. The words you speak to yourself have immense power, shaping your reality and influencing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Negative self-talk is like a virus infecting your system, corrupting your code, and reinforcing the negative programming of the simulation. It's a form of hacking, where you are sabotaging your own progress, diminishing your potential, and creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. But here's the good news. You have the power to rewrite the code. Affirmations, positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly, are a powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind and creating a more positive reality. Affirmations can rewire your brain to see yourself and the world in a more positive light, replacing negative beliefs with empowering ones. To create and use affirmations effectively, focus on the present tense. I am confident, not I will be confident. Be specific about what you want to achieve. I am attracting abundance into my life, not just I am abundant, and repeat them regularly, ideally every morning and evening. I am worthy of love. I am capable of achieving my goals. I trust my intuition. What affirmations resonate with you? Share them in the comments section below. Beyond loneliness, mistake 7, and the importance of authentic connection in this hyper-connected world. It's easy to feel isolated and alone. We may have hundreds or even thousands of friends on social media, but how many of those connections are truly authentic? How many people can you truly be vulnerable with, sharing your fears, your dreams, and your deepest insecurities? Isolation can lead to depression, anxiety, and a loss of meaning and purpose. It's like being trapped in a single-player game, cut off from the support, collaboration, and shared experiences that make life worth living. Superficial connections, like following someone on social media and believing you are close to them, pale in comparison to authentic connections, which involve vulnerability, empathy, and shared experiences. It's about creating a safe space where you can be yourself, without fear of judgment or rejection. Within the context of simulation theory, connecting with others is like joining a multiplayer game, where you can share resources, collaborate, and learn from each other. There may be a reason you were placed with certain people, and it is worth taking the time to examine those bonds. Take a moment to consider, who have you lost contact with that you felt a true connection with? Call them. Write them, transcending the mundane. Mistake 8, and reconnecting with your soul's purpose. What drives you? What gives your life meaning and direction? Reconnecting with your soul's purpose is essential for navigating the glitches in the simulation and living a fulfilling and authentic life. Your soul's purpose is like the end goal in your current role-playing game, the overarching mission that you should always be driving towards. Without a clear sense of purpose, you may find yourself drifting aimlessly, feeling lost and unfulfilled. To identify your soul's purpose, reflect on your values, your passions, and your talents. Ask yourself what you want to contribute to the world, what impact you want to make. What are you good at? What do you love to do? What problems do you want to solve? Your purpose is the intersection of these 3 circles, the sweet spot where your gifts meet the world's needs. In the context of the simulation, your purpose is the code that gives your life meaning and direction. Not pursuing your passions may trigger glitches within you, such as illness, loss of money, or lack of success. If the simulation was over tomorrow, would you be happy with the choices you made? Are you following your path? But that's not the full story. There are even greater repercussions to be aware of during this snow moon. The illusion of control doesn't just affect your personal life. It has systemic implications that ripple outwards. Are you beginning to sense how deeply this rabbit hole goes? Advanced consequences of mistake 1. The illusion of control through familiarity and its systemic impact. Ignoring those early glitch signs is like dismissing the check engine light in your car, seemingly minor at first, but ultimately leading to major engine failure. It's a cascade effect fueled by reliance on flawed data, distorted self-perception, and misaligned decisions. Imagine constantly experiencing physical unease, but dismissing it as just stress. This leads to distrust of your body's signals, making you over-reliant on external sources like doctors or self-proclaimed health gurus for validation and advice. You might blindly follow diets or treatments that aren't right for you, further disconnecting you from your own intuition and potentially causing harm. This reliance on external validation makes you increasingly vulnerable to manipulation and misinformation, trapping you in a cycle of dependence. This familiarity creates a comfort zone prison that amplifies the glitches, a psychological tendency to prefer things we know, even if they're detrimental. Sticking with a job that makes you miserable just because it's familiar is a prime example. You know it sucks the life out of you, but the discomfort of change feels even worse. Or consider re-engaging in toxic relationship patterns, falling back into the same dysfunctional dynamics because they're familiar and predictable, even though they cause pain. The simulation reinforces existing pathways, regardless of their health, making it harder to break free. These seemingly personal choices contribute to collective denial and perpetuate flawed systems and structures. How often do we ignore environmental damage because addressing it feels too overwhelming, or turn a blind eye to social injustice because confronting it requires uncomfortable changes? We participate in the perpetuation of these glitches. So, how do you break free from this familiarity bias and disrupt the systemic impact of ignoring the glitches? Start by actively seeking discomfort. Take cold showers to challenge your physical comfort zone, try new foods to expand your culinary horizons, and engage with opposing viewpoints to broaden your intellectual perspectives. Start small, embrace the initial discomfort, and gradually increase the intensity of the challenge. This is your moment to face your fears head-on. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you weaken the chains of familiarity and strengthen your ability to adapt and thrive in the ever-changing simulation. Are you ready to embrace the unknown and become a glitchbuster in this reality? Evolving the river analogy, mistake 2. Recognizing the river's true direction and riding the white water, the river analogy, isn't just about passively accepting change. It's about discerning the direction of the river and aligning with your soul's purpose. It's about actively navigating the currents, not just floating along aimlessly. Sometimes the right change involves pushing against the current, making a leap of faith into uncertainty to find a stronger flow. What if the easy choice is actually the wrong choice? Consider someone stuck in a stable but unfulfilling career. The river of their life might be calling them towards a more creative or entrepreneurial path, even if it means facing temporary setbacks and financial uncertainty. Pushing against the current of societal expectations and taking the risk to pursue their passion might be the very thing that aligns them with their true purpose. Within this river, you will find yourself in white water moments. Times of intense turbulence and uncertainty, job loss, relationship ending, unexpected health crisis, these are the times that test your mettle. These moments are not threats, but opportunities for skill building and growth. View these turbulent times as chances to build resilience, discover hidden strengths, and learn to navigate the unpredictable currents of life. The simulation tests your ability to adapt and improvise, rewarding creative solutions and pushing you beyond programmed limitations. Think of it like a boss battle in a video game, overcoming the challenge unlocks new abilities and levels. A sudden job loss can force you to reevaluate your career path, discover hidden talents, and ultimately land a more fulfilling role. A painful relationship ending can teach you valuable lessons about self-love, boundaries, and what you truly desire in a partner. Consider a whitewater moment in your life, perhaps a current financial struggle. What are 3 actionable steps to navigate it with resilience and resourcefulness? First, create a detailed budget to understand your income and expenses. Second, explore new income streams, such as freelancing or selling unused items. Third, seek support from a financial advisor or mentor. Remember, the river is always flowing, and even in the midst of the most turbulent rapids, there is always a way forward. Are you ready to embrace the white water and emerge stronger on the other side? Unlocking emotional intelligence, mistake 3. Transmuting suppressed emotions into fuel for growth, it's time to move beyond the simple release of emotions to emotional alchemy, transforming suppressed feelings into energy for growth. It's about harnessing the power of your emotions, not being controlled by them. Reframing anger into motivation to stand up for yourself, transforming sadness into compassion for others who are suffering, and converting fear into the courage to take calculated risks. This is emotional intelligence at its finest. This requires advanced emotional processing techniques. Inner child work involves connecting with the wounded parts of yourself to heal past traumas. Shadow integration focuses on accepting and integrating the disowned aspects of your personality. Emotional cord cutting severs unhealthy energetic attachments to people or situations. For instance, visualize yourself as a child, sitting alone and sad. What do you want to tell yourself? You now have the ability to soothe your inner child's feelings. The simulation presents emotional challenges to test your ability to transmute negative energy into positive action, unlocking hidden abilities and expanding your consciousness. Repressed emotions are like dark matter within the simulation, unseen energy that has the potential to create something new when addressed appropriately. Let's engage in a brief visualization exercise. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on a specific suppressed emotion. Perhaps it's resentment towards a family member or guilt over a past mistake. Visualize this emotion as a dark cloud within your body. Now, imagine a beam of light shining upon the cloud, gradually dissolving it and transforming it into a radiant, golden energy. Feel this energy spreading throughout your body, filling you with peace, forgiveness, and empowerment. This is the power of emotional alchemy. Now open your eyes and get ready to transform. Decoding synchronistic patterns, mistake 4. Understanding the language of the simulation and its personal grammar synchronicities are not just coincidences. They're coded messages from the simulation, personalized guidance designed to help you navigate your path. But it's not enough to simply notice them. You must learn to decode their meaning. Repeating number sequences, animal encounters, or chance meetings, these are not random occurrences, showing how specific guidance or warnings are received. The simulation utilizes a personal grammar, the unique way it communicates with each individual based on their beliefs, experiences, and intentions. Specific symbols, colors, or archetypes might hold personal meaning and appear in synchronicities as a customized language. For example, if you've always felt a connection to wolves, encountering a wolf during a time of uncertainty might be a sign that you need to trust your instincts and embrace your inner strength. Or if the color blue always brings you a sense of calm, seeing blue objects repeatedly might be a reminder to stay grounded and centered amidst chaos. Learning to decode this personal grammar allows you to navigate the simulation with greater awareness, predict potential outcomes, and consciously influence the course of events. If there were cheat codes in a video game, this would be it. Entering specific actions or sequences that unlock hidden areas or abilities. Consider sharing a personal synchronicities experience and create a system to catalog and interpret these messages. Keep a detailed journal of any unusual events, recurring patterns, or vivid dreams. Pay attention to your gut feelings, those instinctive reactions that arise in response to certain situations or people. Look for patterns, connections, and symbolic meanings. Over time, you'll begin to decipher your own unique personal grammar and gain a deeper understanding of the simulation's language. Start now. What synchronicities keep occurring? Breaking the echo chamber, mistake 5. Cultivating intellectual humility and seeking truth beyond validation. Seeking external validation doesn't just make you dependent on others' opinions, it actively hinders your ability to perceive truth. It creates a filter bubble effect, where you're only exposed to information confirming existing beliefs, reinforcing your biases, and preventing you from considering alternative perspectives. You become trapped in an echo chamber, where your own thoughts and beliefs are constantly amplified back to you, making it increasingly difficult to distinguish between truth and illusion. You become complacent, closed-minded, and resistant to change. The trap has been set, and you have walked right into it. The antidote to this is intellectual humility. The awareness of the limits of your own knowledge and a willingness to consider alternative perspectives. It's about recognizing that you don't have all the answers and that there's always more to learn. Actively seek out viewpoints that challenge your own beliefs and be open to changing your mind based on new evidence. The simulation is designed to challenge your beliefs and expand your awareness. Intellectual humility allows you to break free from the confines of your programmed reality and access higher levels of understanding. What are your thoughts regarding extraterrestrial life? Read an article regarding the opposite belief and examine its merits. Relate this to the tutorial section of a video game. Initially limits your access to information, but then allows you to learn new skills if you are humble and observant. Start identifying echo chambers by auditing your social media feeds and diversify your news sources. Engage in respectful and productive dialogue with people who hold opposing viewpoints, seeking to understand their perspectives and find common ground. You can accomplish this by asking thoughtful questions and avoiding inflammatory language. What can you do to engage more intellectually today? Hacking your subconscious, mistake 6. Advanced affirmations and neural rewiring techniques. Simple affirmations are a starting point, but for deeper transformation, you need more advanced techniques for rewriting negative programming at the subconscious level. Hypnosis bypasses the critical mind and directly accesses the subconscious, allowing you to implant positive suggestions and beliefs. Neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, uses language patterns and visualization techniques to reframe negative experiences and create new associations. Tapping, emotional freedom techniques, combines acupressure with affirmations to release emotional blockages and rewire neural pathways. If simple affirmations are like posting notes on your bedroom mirror, these techniques are like demolishing an old house and building a new one from the ground up. This is because of neural rewiring. Repeated thoughts and actions create new neural pathways in the brain, reinforcing positive beliefs and behaviors. Visualization can strengthen neural connections and prime the brain for success, acting like a mental rehearsal that prepares you for real-world challenges. Your subconscious mind is the source code of your personal simulation. By hacking your subconscious with positive programming, you can rewrite your reality and create a life that aligns with your highest potential. Like reskinning a video game character, actively choosing to present yourself differently. Let's try a quick NLP exercise. Think of a specific negative belief that you want to change. Perhaps it's "I'm not good enough" or "I'm not worthy of love." Now, imagine yourself stepping into a movie screen and watching a scene from your life where this belief was reinforced. As you watch the scene, shrink the screen down to a tiny size, drain all the color from it, and move it far away from you. Now, step out of the screen and imagine yourself stepping into a new scene where you are confident, capable, and loved. Feel the positive emotions associated with this new belief. Repeat this exercise daily and watch your subconscious mind transform. Take a moment to conduct this exercise now. Beyond socialization, mistake 7. Finding your tribe and building resonance-based communities' authentic connection is not just about avoiding isolation, but finding your tribe, individuals who resonate with your values and support your growth. But this requires distinguishing between acquaintances and true friends who challenge you and help you become a better version of yourself. Acquaintances are people you know casually, sharing superficial interests or activities. True friends are people you can be vulnerable with, sharing your deepest fears and insecurities. They are the ones who will tell you the truth, even when it's hard to hear, and who will support you through thick and thin. This level of true friendship requires resonance, the energetic alignment between individuals who share similar beliefs, values, and intentions. Resonance creates a powerful support system and amplifies individual abilities. Think of it like tuning forks vibrating in harmony, amplifying each other's sound. The simulation is designed to connect you with individuals who can help you fulfill your purpose. Building resonance-based communities creates a synergistic network that can accelerate your growth and expand your impact, like guilds or clans in online games. Players who unite for a common purpose and support each other. To start, clearly define your core values and then actively seek out individuals who embody those values. Look for people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who make you feel seen and understood. Attend events, join online communities, or volunteer for causes that align with your values. Be open to meeting new people and building genuine connections based on shared interests and mutual respect. Remember, your tribe is out there waiting for you. Crafting your purpose, Mistake 8, beyond career goals and embracing a multi-dimensional mission. It's time to deepen the understanding of your soul's purpose. Move beyond career goals and external achievements to embrace a multi-dimensional mission that integrates your values, passions, and talents. Your purpose is not just about what you do, but how you do it and the impact you have on the world. It's about aligning your actions with your values and making a positive contribution to the collective. This requires legacy thinking. Considering the long-term impact of your actions and how you want to be remembered, you can envision your ideal future self and identify the steps needed to get there. Ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? What kind of impact do I want to make? What values do I want to embody? Your purpose is the code that gives your life meaning and direction. It completes the main quest line in a video game, leading to the ultimate reward and recognition. Ignoring it may trigger glitches within you, such as illness, loss of money, or lack of success. So let's ask the question of questions. Write your own eulogy, detailing how you want to be remembered and what you want to accomplish in your lifetime. Use this as a roadmap to guide your future actions and reconnect with your purpose. What will your loved ones say about you? What accomplishments will you be remembered for? Let this eulogy be a guiding light, illuminating the path towards your soul's purpose and inspiring you to live a life of meaning and impact. Only you can choose to be a world changer. So, are you ready to dive deeper into how these mistakes intertwine and create even bigger glitches in your reality? The time is now to understand how these individual errors create larger problems that you can address and benefit from. Theme 1, the web of self-deception, mistakes 1, 5, and 6, ignoring initial signs, seeking external validation, and engaging in negative self-talk. These seemingly separate mistakes are threads in a single, insidious web of self-deception. This is the ultimate glitch, a distortion of your inner compass that leads you astray. These mistakes reinforce each other. You ignore a gut feeling, mistake 1, then seek reassurance from others, mistake 5, who may not have your best interests at heart, which then fuels negative self-talk, mistake 6, when their advice doesn't pan out. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you trapped in a distorted reality. Imagine a program designed to find errors, but that program is malfunctioning and incorrectly flagging good code as an error. The goal here is to rewire that feedback loop and remove those errors to run a clean diagnostic check on your life. This is where the observer effect from quantum physics comes into play. Just as the act of observing a quantum particle changes its behavior, Consciously observing your habits, thoughts, and reactions can alter their course. Pay attention to the initial signs of unease, that nagging feeling that something is off. Become aware of when you seek external validation, what triggers that need for approval. And actively challenge negative self-talk. What lies are you telling yourself? The act of measuring changes things and helps you understand if something is wrong with your self-perception. Observing the glitches is the first step to fixing them. By paying close attention to negative thoughts, they become less powerful because you become aware when they occur and how they affect you. By seeking internal validation instead of external, you build self-esteem because you learn to trust your own instincts. By noticing the initial signs of unease, you can change course before a full crash because you know you can trust the warnings from your mind and body. This introduces the idea of mindful programming. You are actively involved in changing the outcome. This self-deception is like a built-in defense mechanism in the simulation, designed to keep you trapped in a limited version of reality. It's not a personal failing, but rather a coded reaction that can be overridden. The code tells you to seek external validation, but that doesn't mean you have to listen. This code is designed to keep you safe, but it's a faulty system that prevents you from moving forward. But like all code, it requires observation, assessment, and proper instructions to change. Start thinking about what needs to be added, removed, or changed in your diagnostic tool. Actively look for areas of self-deception in your life by asking yourself, what initial signs have I been ignoring? Whose validation am I seeking and why? What negative self-talk am I engaging in? Try this one action to break the pattern. Next time you feel the urge to seek external validation, pause and ask yourself, what do I truly believe? Write down your answer and commit to honoring your own inner wisdom. Only you have the answers for your own purpose. Theme 2. The chains of resistance, mistakes 2 and 3, clinging to old routines and suppressing emotions. These are not isolated incidents. They are expressions of a deeper resistance to the natural flow of life. Its resistance to the changes the snow moon is amplifying. Resistance to emotion and change are two sides of the same coin. The simulation demands growth and evolution. Without those key components, the user will not advance. Clinging to control and suppressing emotions manifest as stagnation. You'll feel like you're stuck in your simulation with no way out. The resistance to change is what creates anxiety. Suppressed anger festers into resentment, suppressed sadness morphs into depression, and suppressed fear paralyzes you from taking action. Stuck feelings are the universe's way of telling you that you need to release the chains that are holding you back. This requires courage and will, but it doesn't mean you aren't able to act. The game wants you to evolve and wants you to find ways to unlock new abilities and rise to the next level. What happens in your favorite video game when you level up? You gain new skills, access new areas, and face new challenges. The same applies to life. You have to adapt, grow, and change to win the simulation. It is not designed for you to remain stagnant. You will stay in the same situation and in the same level forever if you do not embrace that. If you are not growing, you are not going. What chains are holding you back? Think about example scenarios. Are you staying in a dead-end job because it's comfortable? Are you avoiding difficult conversations because you're afraid of conflict? Are you numbing your emotions with substances or distractions? Write down 3 specific chains in your life and commit to taking one small step to break free from each one. Theme 3. The wilderness of isolation, mistakes 4 and 7, neglecting intuition and isolating yourself. These mistakes create a sense of being lost in a wilderness, disconnected from both your inner compass and external support. Internal and external isolation create blackout periods where you cannot see your potential path. Neglecting intuition leads to disconnection from your inner guidance, while isolating yourself leads to disconnection from external support. Together, they create a sense of being lost in the wilderness. This is a dangerous position. It's like wandering into the forest with no food or water and no sense of direction. The user must become aware of their position and build the proper tools to succeed. You are not meant to just survive this situation. You are meant to thrive. Think back to the theme of external and internal connection. When you are lost in the wilderness, it requires you to become hyper-aware. You notice the subtle signs, a broken twig, a distant sound that can guide you to safety. Similarly, when you reconnect with your intuition, you tap into a source of inner wisdom that can guide you through any challenge. And when you reach out to others, you gain access to resources, perspectives, and support that can help you navigate your path. The simulation is designed to test your resilience and resourcefulness. You cannot pass the test alone. Like a multiplayer game, the simulation brings people together to help one another get out of these situations. The user has to be open to this action to succeed, or the test will be failed. If you don't have people in your corner, how can you expect to succeed? Reach out to one person in your life and ask for help with a personal problem. Be specific about what you need and be open to receiving their support. You might be surprised by the wisdom and compassion that others have to offer. This is the first step towards finding your way out of the wilderness. Are you ready to take the next step? Theme 4. The abyss of meaninglessness, mistake 8, losing sight of the bigger picture is the sole remaining mistake to discuss. Forgetting the path you are on can lead to apathy, lack of motivation, and a profound sense of despair. It is easy to get lost in the day-to-day grind and forget what truly matters. Life becomes dull and repetitive. You ask yourself, is this all there is? And spiral into a dark place. It's like being stuck on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but going nowhere. Or it is like driving a car without knowing the destination. You will waste gas and time without knowing the worth. Losing sight of your purpose is like forgetting the goal of the game. You're just going through the motions without any sense of direction or fulfillment. It's like replaying the same part of the game over and over, but with no progress. The game might force a reset and make you start over with the same lessons, but with no progress if you don't find your mission. You might find yourself stuck at level 1 forever, constantly facing the same challenges and making the same mistakes. Remember the power of community and what can be accomplished by building, not burning, bridges. Connect with others who share your values and passions. Find ways to contribute to something larger than yourself. This can be volunteering for a cause, mentoring someone, or simply offering a helping hand to a neighbor. Helping others will remind you of your own purpose and give you a sense of meaning and fulfillment, bringing it all together. The power of conscious co-creation. By addressing these 4 overarching themes, self-deception, resistance, isolation, and meaninglessness, you can take control of your simulation and become a conscious co-creator of your reality. You have the power to rewrite your code, change your settings, and design a life that aligns with your highest potential. You have the ability to do all of that and more. The glitches in the simulation are not meant to defeat you. They're designed to help you level up and unlock new abilities. The user is not meant to be a passive participant in their own life. The simulation is giving you an opportunity to break free from limiting beliefs, embrace change, connect with your intuition, and live a life of purpose and meaning. Are you ready to answer the call? Share your experiences and insights in the comments section. Build confidence with one another by creating smaller groups to tackle similar goals. This can be more impactful than going at it alone. You are not alone, and the universe is working for you, not against you. We're just scratching the surface of the simulation's secrets. In the next section, we'll be going much deeper. Now let's pinpoint these glitches and turn them into advantages during this powerful snow moon. We aren't just passively observing, we're actively debugging our code. It's time to delve into the heart of these mistakes and expose the underlying programs affecting you. Mistake 1 revisited. The trap of complacency, how ignoring initial signs creates a feedback loop. We've already touched on ignoring initial signs, but let's revisit this from a deeper angle: complacency. This is the insidious root that allows those subtle whispers of intuition to fade into the background noise of daily life. It's like a dripping faucet, seemingly insignificant at first, but if ignored, it leads to a flood of problems that overwhelm your entire system. Maybe you're feeling constantly tired, but you brush it off as just stress. Perhaps your relationship feels distant, but you tell yourself, every couple goes through this. Or maybe you are overspending each month, but instead of budgeting, you just hope to make more money to make up for it. These ignored drips are eroding your reality. If the program finds no errors to correct, it will continue running on its default setting. This complacency is fueled by confirmation bias, a cognitive glitch where we unconsciously seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs, even if those beliefs are actively harming us. It's the simulation reinforcing its own defaults. Someone who believes exercise is a chore might only read articles detailing the dangers of overexertion, effectively validating their sedentary lifestyle. In our digital world, this is especially true. Algorithms are built to feed you content that you already agree with. The user will begin to fall deeper and deeper into the belief unless they see a differing perspective. It's a dangerous loop that makes you think you're right, even when your reality is crumbling. The user must challenge the program. Left unchecked, this chronic complacency leads to learned helplessness, a state where you genuinely believe you're powerless to change your circumstances. Someone stuck in a dead-end job might stop applying for new positions, convinced they're not qualified or that the market is too competitive. They resign themselves to their fate, becoming a cog in the machine instead of the architect of their own destiny. This is why you feel stuck and trapped with no means to move forward. What can be done? Implement a daily reality check practice. This isn't a one-time event, but a daily habit of consciously questioning your assumptions and challenging the status quo. Ask yourself these questions every morning. What am I taking for granted? Where am I settling for less than I deserve? What limiting beliefs am I allowing to control my decisions? Then, commit to taking one small action to disrupt your complacency and reclaim your power. You could try taking a different route to work, striking up a conversation with a stranger, or researching a skill you've always wanted to learn. The smallest changes in a routine can be enough to shock your system and spark change. Dismantling mistake 2. Beyond surface change, identifying the core programming behind old routines. We know clinging to old routines is a problem, but why do we do it? It's not merely about being creatures of habit. It's about the underlying programming that drives those routines. Think of your routines as lines of code in your personal simulation. Some of these lines are efficient and beneficial, but others are outdated, buggy, and actively sabotaging your progress. The user must rewrite these lines. Often, these routines are rooted in limiting beliefs. The person who is consistently late isn't just disorganized. They may subconsciously crave attention or fear the responsibilities that come with success, so they create a routine around being late. This underlying programming has control over the user, and they may not even know it. A belief that I'm not good enough can manifest as a routine of procrastination, where you delay important tasks because you fear failure. Or it can show up as self-sabotage in relationships, where you push away potential partners because you believe you're unworthy of love. These routines are hardwired. It will take a rewiring of the brain to correct. Clinging to these old routines isn't just preventing growth. It can actively damage your relationships, career, and health. A routine of overworking, driven by the belief that you're only valuable when you're productive, can lead to burnout, strained relationships, and a host of stress-related health problems. The rewards aren't worth it. It will require the user to analyze the reason. To break free, perform a routine autopsy. Choose one problematic routine in your life. Perhaps it's mindlessly scrolling social media for hours each night, or constantly checking your email even on weekends. Break down this routine into its component parts. What are the triggers that initiate the routine? What specific behaviors do you engage in? And what rewards do you receive from it, even if those rewards are ultimately harmful? Once you understand the anatomy of the routine, you can consciously replace the negative behaviors with positive ones that challenge your limiting beliefs. Instead of scrolling social media, read a book or meditate. Instead of checking email, spend time with loved ones or pursue a hobby. Unleashing mistake 3. Emotional archaeology, excavating the roots of suppressed feelings. Suppressing emotions is like burying toxic waste in your backyard. It may be out of sight, but it's still poisoning the soil. We need to engage in emotional archaeology, digging deep into the past to uncover the roots of these suppressed feelings. Very few have completely pure intentions when building a relationship with someone. The other party involved may bring in outside trauma or experiences that are projected onto you. This is emotional transference. This is where past experiences unconsciously influence present relationships and reactions. If you were betrayed in a past relationship, you might become overly critical and distrustful of your current partner, even if they haven't done anything to warrant that suspicion. You're not reacting to the present, you're reacting to the past. The simulation will blur the line. The stakes are high. Suppressed emotions don't just create inner turmoil. They can manifest as physical ailments, chronic pain, and autoimmune disorders. Stress and anxiety weaken the immune system, making you more vulnerable to illness. Repressed anger can lead to high blood pressure and heart problems. Unacknowledged grief can manifest as fatigue and chronic pain. You're literally making yourself sick by refusing to feel. To begin the excavation, try a past life regression visualization. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and imagine yourself going back in time to the origin of a recurring emotional pattern. This doesn't have to be a literal past life. It can simply be a symbolic journey to the root of the issue. Imagine yourself as a child experiencing a difficult situation. What emotions are you feeling? What limiting beliefs are you forming? Offer yourself compassion and understanding, and then consciously rewrite the narrative, choosing a new, more empowering belief. Mistake 4, re-examined. The intuitive compass developing a personalized guidance system within the simulation. Neglecting intuition is like trying to navigate a complex maze without a map or compass. You're stumbling around in the dark, relying on guesswork instead of tapping into your inner guidance system. The simulation is based on energy. Every decision, every choice, has an energy signature, a distinct feeling in your body that signals whether it's aligned with your true path. A yes decision might feel expansive and light, filling you with a sense of excitement and possibility. A no decision might feel constricting and heavy, creating a sense of unease or dread. Learning to recognize and trust these energy signatures is crucial for navigating the simulation. Trust your gut. Neglecting intuition leads to making choices that are not aligned with your true self, resulting in dissatisfaction, regret, and a sense of being lost. Maybe a business owner ignores their gut feeling that a potential partner is untrustworthy, only to be burned later on. Maybe they take advice from a so-called mentor because they believe the mentor is more experienced. The simulation is set up to reward those who listen to their inner guide. How do you do this? You can start by meditating daily. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. As thoughts arise, simply observe them without judgment, allowing them to pass like clouds in the sky. You can also practice being present in your body throughout the day. Pay attention to the sensations you're experiencing, the feeling of your feet on the ground, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of your food. These practices will help you quiet the mental chatter and tune into the subtle whispers of your intuition. Exposing mistake 5. The performance trap: how seeking validation blocks authentic expression. Seeking external validation is like constantly performing for an audience, desperately craving their approval instead of expressing your true self. The constant need for approval leads to you never building the right relationships. Because of the fear of judgment, the user builds multiple personalities to relate to others, but never truly expresses who they are. This leads to imposter syndrome, where you feel like a fraud, even when you're successful. You may constantly think you aren't qualified for the position, and it's only a matter of time before you are caught. The simulation likes to tell you that you're not good enough, but you must fight it. You prevent yourself from developing your unique talents and abilities, hindering your potential for success and fulfillment. A musician who only creates music that is similar to others might find fame. However, they will be lost in the crowd with everyone else. List 3 traits that make you unique. Are you creative, compassionate, driven? Write them down and remind yourself of your inherent value. Stop selling yourself short and start embracing your authentic self. Rewiring mistake 6. The inner critic as a virus, how negative self-talk corrupts your code. We've talked about negative self-talk, but let's reframe it as a destructive virus infecting your inner operating system, corrupting your code. The user must rewrite their code. This requires identifying cognitive distortions, common patterns of negative thinking that distort reality. All or nothing thinking. If I'm not perfect, I'm a failure. Catastrophizing. If I fail this test, my life is over. Mental filtering, focusing only on the negative aspects of a situation while ignoring the positive. This chronic negativity leads to depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and even physical health problems. This is because your inner child is taking the brunt of the force and is actively sabotaging success to be in alignment with what it knows to be true about itself. Develop a thought-stopping technique. When you notice a negative thought creeping in, say stop to yourself, either silently or out loud. Then, immediately replace that thought with a positive affirmation. Instead of thinking, I'm going to fail, replace it with, I am capable and resilient. Transcending mistake 7, the illusion of separation, reconnecting to the collective consciousness. Isolating yourself reinforces the illusion that you are separate from others, a solitary being adrift in a vast and indifferent universe. This is the program's way of keeping you down. The truth is, we are all interconnected, part of a collective consciousness, a shared web of thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. You cannot be on this earth alone. Humanity evolved and survived because they came together to help each other. By isolating yourself, you not only deprive yourself of support and connection, but also limit your access to the wisdom and resources of the collective consciousness. Throughout history, people have come together to spread knowledge that would save lives. Your current separation is preventing new information from reaching you. Take action, start small. Smile at a stranger, strike up a conversation with a neighbor, or volunteer for a cause you believe in. The more you connect with others, the more you'll realize that we're all in this together. Remember that you can make a difference, and you are not alone. Mistake 8 conquered, the symphony of purpose aligning with the universal harmony. Losing sight of the bigger picture makes life feel meaningless, like a series of random events devoid of purpose or direction. In reality, your life is part of a larger symphony, a harmonious whole, where each individual plays a unique and essential role. Think of yourself as an instrument in an orchestra. Your unique talents and abilities are your instrument, and your purpose is the music you create. When you're aligned with your purpose, you're contributing to the beauty and harmony of the universe. You may even be a leader in a community, not knowing that those people will be crucial to your development. When you're on the right path, you'll experience synchronicity, meaningful coincidences, and serendipitous events that confirm you're moving in the right direction. You will find people who align with your goals and vision, and they will help you to get there. Losing sight of your purpose deprives you of meaning and fulfillment, and prevents you from contributing your unique gifts to the world. Life is not a rehearsal, this is the real thing. Now is the time to step into your power and start living a life of purpose. Connect with your highest self through a visualization. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and imagine yourself connecting with your higher self. Ask for guidance on how to live a more meaningful life, and be open to receiving the answers. Then take action based on that guidance, even if it feels scary or uncomfortable. Remember to trust your gut and know that you are never alone. These are just a few glitches in the simulation, but each of these steps can provide a big benefit to your path. Are you ready to go even further? The next section contains vital information about leveraging the snow moon to benefit you. These are just a few glitches in the simulation, but each of these steps can provide a big benefit to your path. Are you ready to go even further? The snow moon is nearly upon us, and its energy amplifies everything. What if you could actively rewrite aspects of the simulation itself? What if the life you're living now isn't the only one available to you? Revisiting complacency, mistake 1. The illusion of safety and the price of predictability complacency is the ultimate simulation trap. It's the feeling of being safe in a routine, even if that routine is slowly draining your soul. You go to the same job every day, eat the same meals, watch the same shows, and interact with the same people. The simulation reinforces these predictable patterns because they are easy to process. It's efficient, but at what cost? This illusion of safety prevents you from taking risks, pursuing your true potential, and experiencing the richness and complexity of life. You tell yourself, I'm comfortable, but are you truly alive? Or are you simply existing, a background character in your own story? What is the opportunity cost? What amazing experiences are you missing out on because you're too afraid to step outside your comfort zone? Maybe settling for that stable but uninspiring job is preventing you from pursuing your passion project, starting your own business, or traveling the world. The price of predictability is a life unlived, a potential unrealized. The longer you stay on this course, the harder it will be to change. Prolonged complacency can lead to a sense of existential emptiness and a fear of death. Imagine someone at the end of their life, filled with regret for not taking more chances, for not living a more authentic life. They played it safe, followed the rules, and now they're left with nothing but a hollow sense of what could have been. The simulation will try to keep you in this comfortable loop. To break free, implement micro-challenges into your daily life. These are small, calculated risks designed to desensitize you to fear and build confidence. Before, during, and after each challenge, record your feelings to build awareness. Try public speaking, learn a new skill, or simply strike up a conversation with a stranger. What is the worst that could happen? Start with small risks and work your way up to bigger ones. You are hacking your nervous system, rewriting the code. Programming autopsy, mistake 2. Deconstructing the operating system of limiting routines. Your limiting routines are like outdated operating systems, riddled with bugs and security flaws. You learned them as a child, or maybe you inherited them from your family or culture. But just because they're familiar doesn't mean they're functional. The simulation continues to install these routines, even if they're actively sabotaging your progress. It takes active effort to remove them. Keystone habits have a ripple effect on other areas of your life. Exercising regularly can lead to better sleep, improved mood, and healthier eating habits. It's like upgrading your core programming, which then improves all the related functions. Conversely, negative habits that seem small can escalate and become unmanageable. A single cigarette can lead to a pack a day. One missed workout can lead to weeks of inactivity. These routines are subtle, but they have power. Clinging to outdated routines makes you vulnerable to manipulation and control by external forces. The simulation wants you to be predictable, so it can easily manage you. If you're stuck in a dead-end job, following the same script every day, you're easily replaceable. You become an NPC in someone else's game. To avoid this, always seek to update your operating system. Keep learning, growing, and evolving. Identify your keystone habits and rewrite the underlying code. What are the routines that have the biggest impact on your life? Are they serving you, or are they holding you back? If they're holding you back, replace them with new, more empowering habits. This isn't about willpower, it's about reprogramming your subconscious mind. Create a detailed plan, set realistic goals, and track your progress. You are the programmer of your own reality. Emotional quantum physics, mistake 3. The observer's role in shaping emotional reality. The act of observing your emotions changes them. This is the quantum physics concept of the observer effect applied to your inner world. Your awareness is a key factor in shaping your reality. If you're constantly focusing on negative emotions, you're reinforcing them, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. The simulation responds to your attention. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage and influence your emotions in a healthy way. It's not about suppressing or denying your feelings. It's about understanding them, accepting them, and choosing how to respond to them. You can recognize emotional triggers, reframe negative thoughts, and practice self-compassion. These are all tools for taking control of your emotional reality. The stronger you get, the better you will be able to control yourself. Suppressed or poorly managed emotions can negatively impact your mental and physical health, your relationships, and your career success. Imagine constantly reacting with anger and frustration in your personal relationships. Now imagine those same reactions at work with your coworkers. The consequences are catastrophic. You are not just damaging your inner world, you're damaging your external world as well. This is the simulation reflecting your emotional state back to you. Become a conscious observer of your emotions. Practice mindfulness, meditation, and journaling. When you feel a strong emotion arise, pause and observe it without judgment. Ask yourself, what is this emotion telling me? Where is it coming from? What can I learn from it? By becoming a detached observer, you can gain control over your emotional responses and create a more positive reality. Advanced intuition, mistake 4. Beyond gut feelings, tuning into the quantum field of information. Intuition is not just a gut feeling. It's a connection to a larger field of information, a form of downloading information from the quantum field. It's a way of accessing knowledge that is not available through traditional means. The simulation has its secrets, but your intuition can help you uncover them. Remote viewing is the ability to access information about distant locations or events through extrasensory perception. It's a skill that can be developed with practice and training. Start by trying to predict simple things, like which card will be drawn from a deck, or which direction someone will turn when they leave a room. As you get better, you can try to predict more complex events. The more you trust your intuition, the more accurate it will become. This is the simulation rewarding your efforts. By developing a strong connection to your intuition, you can gain access to insights and guidance that are not available through traditional means. You will be granted access to things in the simulation that were previously hidden, creating a richer, more meaningful experience. What if you could anticipate problems before they arise, make better decisions, and live a more fulfilling life? The possibilities are endless. Enhance your intuition by connecting with nature, practicing sensory deprivation, and engaging in dream work. Spend time alone in the woods, meditate in a dark room, and keep a dream journal. Pay attention to the subtle messages that you receive through your senses, your thoughts, and your dreams. The universe is constantly communicating with you. You just need to learn how to listen. The snow moon intensifies this signal. Authentic power, mistake 5, radiating inner confidence and attracting the right connections. Authentic expression is a source of power that attracts positive connections and opportunities. It's not about faking it till you make it. It's about finding the power within to change. You want to be congruent with your inside thoughts and outside actions. The more authentic you are, the more magnetic you become. The simulation responds to your vibration. Energetic boundaries are the ability to protect your energy field from negativity and manipulation. It's about knowing your worth, setting limits, and saying no to anything that doesn't align with your values. You are in control and not external forces. The stronger your boundaries, the more respect you will receive from others. The more you believe in yourself, the more you attract positive relationships. Seeking external validation makes you dependent on forces outside of yourself, rather than finding that strength within. You become a puppet, dancing to the tune of others. In reality, building success is not a single-player game. The right partners and connections can greatly amplify your impact. The trick lies in attracting these collaborators without sacrificing your authenticity. The people that will stay with you the longest are the ones that agree with you when nobody else does. Embody your ideal, authentic self through daily visualization. Imagine yourself radiating confidence, strength, and love. Feel the emotions associated with that image. The more vividly you can imagine it, the more powerfully it will manifest in your reality. You are rewriting your code, attracting the right connections, and creating a life of purpose and fulfillment. Recoding self-talk, mistake 6, transforming limiting beliefs into empowering truths. Go beyond thought-stopping and introduce advanced techniques for transforming limiting beliefs into empowering truths. You are now empowered to recognize and change previous situations. The past doesn't define you, it shapes you. You are not a victim of your circumstances, you are the architect of your destiny. Belief reframing involves challenging and changing the negative beliefs that are holding you back. It's about questioning the validity of your thoughts, finding evidence to the contrary, and creating new, more positive beliefs. A negative belief can now become a positive one. Your mind is a garden. You must carefully cultivate the seeds you plant. Old habits are not you, and you have the power to influence change. The user must believe it to achieve it. The power is within. If you are happy with your life, then good. If not, change it. The simulation is constantly evolving, and you have the power to evolve with it. Identify a limiting belief and replace it with an empowering truth. Write down the limiting belief, then ask yourself, is this belief really true? What evidence do I have to support it? What evidence do I have to contradict it? Then, create a new, more empowering belief that aligns with your true potential. Repeat this new belief to yourself every day and watch it transform your reality. Quantum entanglement, mistake 7, harnessing the power of interconnectedness for manifestation. Tap into the universe to start affecting your new life. You are not alone, you are connected to everything and everyone. By creating a harmonious relationship, it makes the world a better place. Your actions have consequences, both positive and negative. Quantum entanglement demonstrates the interconnectedness of all things. You cannot reach your fullest potential without relationships. By supporting others, you are supporting yourself. All users are not created equal, but by creating something and helping others get there, the world grows and changes. The simulation is designed to reward those who contribute to the collective good. Enhance your reach and success by using community to succeed. Find like-minded people who share your vision and values. Collaborate, support each other, and create something bigger than yourselves. Living on purpose, mistake 8, becoming a conscious architect of the simulation. Take purpose alignment to its highest level by encouraging viewers to see themselves as conscious architects of the simulation. You can leave your mark by changing the world. Your life has meaning, and your actions matter. Conscious manifestation is the ability to create your reality through focused intention and aligned action. The user must see this potential and act on it. The simulation responds to your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. The world will continue, and it is meant for you to have influence on it. This can be at your job or in your community. The world needs your unique gifts and talents. Design the world, step by step, through visualization. This will show you it's possible. Imagine the world you want to create, feel the emotions associated with that world, and take action to bring it into reality. You are the architect of your own life, and you have the power to create a world that is aligned with your highest potential. The snow moon amplifies this power, making it easier than ever to manifest your dreams. What world will you choose to create? What world will you choose to create? Will you remain trapped in the glitches, or will you harness the snow moon's energy to rewrite your reality? Let's delve deeper into these dangerous mistakes and discover how to avoid them. Deeper into the comfort zone, mistake 1. The biology of complacency and the addiction to the known. Ever wonder why it's so hard to break free from routine, even when you know it's not serving you? It's not just a lack of willpower, it's biology. Your brain is wired for predictability. When you engage in familiar activities, like scrolling through social media or watching TV, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This creates a feedback loop. The more you engage in these activities, the more your brain craves them. This predictability becomes self-soothing, creating a sense of calm. It's the equivalent of farming XP or grinding in a simulation game, performing repetitive tasks for small rewards. You know it's not the most exciting part of the game, but it's easy and predictable. Over time, this pursuit of comfort can become an addiction. Like a sugar addiction, your brain craves the predictable dopamine release, even when you know it's detrimental to your well-being. Comfort zones become psychological traps, limiting your growth and potential. How many times have you told yourself you'll start that new project tomorrow, only to find yourself stuck in the same routine? This biological drive for complacency makes it incredibly difficult to break free from limiting patterns and pursue meaningful change. Think of it as a glitch in the simulation. The addiction to the known is a coded loop that must be broken. The stakes are high. This biological imperative for comfort can keep you trapped in a life far below your potential. Imagine settling for a mediocre job, a stagnant relationship, or an unfulfilling existence simply because it feels safe. This is the simulation keeping you in check, preventing you from discovering your true power. So how do you break free? Implement a dopamine detox. Reduce your exposure to stimulating activities like social media, video games, and excessive screen time. Replace them with activities that promote genuine connection and creativity, such as spending time in nature, meditating, or engaging in hobbies you love. Start small, tracking your progress, and celebrate each milestone. For instance, set a goal of reducing your social media usage by 30 minutes per day. Use that time to read a book or learn a new skill. These small changes will rewire your brain and help you break free from the cycle of complacency. Defragging the operating system, mistake 2. Identifying and eliminating corrupted files in your routine. Just as a computer's operating system can become bogged down with corrupted files, your routines can become filled with habits that drain your energy, create stress, or lead to negative outcomes. Think of your outdated routines like corrupted files slowing down your system. Now think of this snow moon as the time to defrag. These corrupted files can manifest in many ways: scrolling through social media before bed, skipping your morning workout, or engaging in negative self-talk. Like a computer, a complete diagnostic scan can root out the problem. Specific techniques include tracking your habits and determining which ones have beneficial or negative effects. For example, keep a journal for a week and note how you feel after each activity. Do you feel energized and focused after your morning walk? Or do you feel drained and anxious after checking your email? Clinging to these corrupted routines slows down your ability to progress in the simulation, like a user stuck in the tutorial level of a game because their machine can't handle the game's requirements. The only way to get through the door is to upgrade your system by getting rid of corrupted files or improving overall performance. Failure to do so will lead to stagnation and frustration. To defrag your operating system, identify the root cause of your problems. Is your procrastination stemming from fear of failure? Is your anxiety fueled by negative self-talk? Once you identify the root cause, you can begin to rewire your expectations and meet challenges with confidence. Set realistic goals, break them down into smaller steps, and celebrate your progress along the way. For instance, if you struggle with procrastination, set a timer for 25 minutes and focus on one task without distractions. Reward yourself with a short break, then repeat the process. This Pomodoro technique can help you overcome procrastination and build momentum. Emotional meteorology, mistake 3. Predicting and navigating your inner climate. Just as a skilled weather forecaster learns to predict and navigate weather patterns, you can learn to predict and navigate your inner climate. This is the essence of emotional meteorology, understanding your emotional patterns and developing the skills to manage them effectively. Tune in. Pay attention to the subtle signs that indicate a storm is brewing, a wave is about to crash. Are you feeling irritable, anxious, or overwhelmed? These are early warning signs that you need to take action. Specific tools for tracking and analyzing your emotional patterns include journaling, mood tracking apps, or mindfulness practices. Keep a daily journal and record your mood, your thoughts, and the events that triggered your emotions. After some time, you'll recognize triggers and patterns. Some of the benefits of practicing these habits include feeling more confident, grounded, and in control of your emotional responses. A calmer you is a more effective you. Users who cannot manage their emotions will have difficulties in social situations and in life in general. Imagine trying to navigate a complex simulation with constantly shifting terrain. If you cannot adapt to the changing conditions, you will quickly become lost and overwhelmed. The simulation will be far more challenging if there are social problems on top of personal ones. Record your mood and situations throughout the day to determine common themes and triggers. Pay attention to the physical sensations associated with each emotion. Does your heart race when you feel anxious? Do your muscles tense when you feel angry? By becoming more aware of these physical sensations, you can learn to recognize emotions early on and take steps to manage them before they escalate. Accessing the quantum Akash, mistake 4. Expanding intuition beyond the personal to tap universal wisdom. Go beyond personal insights by tapping into the Akashic records, often described as the quantum library of all knowledge and experience. The Akashic records are a vast, universal database containing information about every thought, word, and deed that has ever occurred. Think of it as a library that holds all the knowledge of the universe. Techniques for accessing the Akashic records include meditation, visualization, or working with a skilled practitioner. Some skills that are unlocked by accessing the quantum library include enhanced creativity, increased clarity, and a deeper understanding of your life purpose. Imagine being able to download information directly from the source, gaining insights and guidance that would otherwise be unavailable. Accessing higher-level knowledge unlocks higher levels of success. This is similar to discovering secret passages or powers in the simulation, key to improving your experience. Without tapping into this knowledge, you're only using a fraction of your potential. Unlock higher levels of intuition and guidance by journaling or actively disconnecting from modern media. Spend time in nature, meditate regularly, and ask for guidance from your higher self. Journal about your experiences, recording any insights or messages you receive. The more you practice, the easier it will become to access the Akashic records and tap into the universal wisdom. The veil is thin during the snow moon, and it is easier than ever to reach this field of information. The mirror effect, mistake 5. How seeking validation creates a distorted reflection of your true self. When seeking external validation, you're seeing a reflection of external beliefs about you, but not necessarily your own. The opinions of others can be valuable, but they should not define your self-worth. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. What do you think of yourself? Are you proud of the person you've become? Explore and integrate the disowned aspects of yourself that you may be projecting onto others through shadow work. This requires confronting your flaws and accepting them as part of who you are. Being comfortable with your flaws allows for a more authentic life. The simulation is not about perfection, it's about growth and evolution. The more you depend on the outside for validation, the more distant you become from yourself. This can lead to a complete disconnect from your purpose. Like a broken avatar, you become a hollow shell, devoid of meaning or direction. Without a connection to your inner self, you are lost. Mirror exercises involve listing traits you dislike in others and exploring if you carry those same traits in different ways. For example, if you are annoyed by someone who is always late, ask yourself if you are ever late for appointments or commitments. By acknowledging these traits in yourself, you can begin to integrate them and release the need for external validation. Rewriting reality, mistake 6. Programming the simulation with conscious intention. Rewrite the simulation through conscious intentions. Focus on a specific aspect of the simulation you wish to change, such as your love life or career. You have the power to create the reality you desire. Engage in creative visualization, using vivid mental imagery to create the reality you desire. Get into a relaxed state and envision the type of avatar and life you want to live. Feel the emotions associated with that vision as if it's already your reality. The more vividly you can imagine it, the more powerfully it will manifest. Intentional thought is powerful and can change outcomes. By changing your thoughts and beliefs, you can win in the simulation. What are you waiting for? Start today. The snow moon amplifies the power of your intentions, making it easier than ever to rewrite your reality. Create a vision board and engage with this artifact to create a lasting change. Include images, words, and symbols that represent your goals and desires. Place your vision board where you will see it every day and spend a few minutes visualizing your ideal future. The more you engage with your vision board, the more powerfully it will manifest in your reality. Quantum coherence, mistake 7. Aligning your energy with the universal field of potential, you must tap into the universe to affect your new life. By creating a harmonious relationship, it makes the world a better place. Your energy is not limited to your physical body. It extends outward, connecting you to the universal field of potential. You are part of something larger than yourself. Quantum entanglement demonstrates how two particles become linked and share the same fate, regardless of the distance between them. You cannot reach your fullest potential without relationships. Supporting others and their goals can have a ripple effect, improving the lives of everyone involved. There is a shared fate, and it can affect everyone in the simulation. The simulation can be vastly improved or ruined depending on users. Enhance your reach and success by using community to succeed. Find like-minded people who share your vision and values. Collaborate, support each other, and create something bigger than yourselves. The architect of reality, mistake 8. Embracing your role as a conscious co-creator of the simulation. Embrace your role as a conscious architect of the simulation. Explain that you can leave your mark by changing the world. Your life has meaning, and your actions matter. You are not just a player in the game, you are a co-creator. Conscious manifestation is the ability to create your reality through focused intention and aligned action. The user must see this potential and act on it. The simulation responds to your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. The world will continue, and it is meant for you to have influence on it. This can be at your job or in your community. The time has come to step into your power and shape the world in your image. Are you ready? Design the world step by step through visualization. Imagine the world you want to create, feel the emotions associated with that world, and take action to bring it into reality. You are the architect of your own life, and you have the power to create a world that is aligned with your highest potential. What world will you choose to create? Will you remain trapped in the glitches, or will you harness the snow moon's energy to rewrite your reality? We've examined several pitfalls, but now the stakes are rising. The snow moon isn't just revealing minor inconveniences, it's exposing fundamental flaws in the simulation, flaws that, if left unaddressed, can lead to catastrophic consequences. Mistake 1, the Hall of Mirrors, how ignoring initial signs warps your perception of reality. Ignoring those initial gut feelings isn't simply complacency. It's like stepping into a hall of mirrors where every reflection is a distorted version of the truth. That nagging feeling about a friend's shady business deal, that persistent sense that your partner is hiding something. Dismissing these signals is akin to voluntarily entering a funhouse designed to disorient and deceive. It's not just about being wrong. It's about actively choosing to believe a lie, twisting the narrative to fit your preconceived notions. It's the path that transforms a tiny doubt into a mountain of delusion. And let's talk about gaslighting. External forces might try to manipulate your reality, but the most insidious form of gaslighting comes from within. You might rationalize staying in a dead-end job by telling yourself it's stable, even though it's slowly killing your soul. Or you might convince yourself that your toxic relationship is worth fighting for, despite the constant emotional abuse. This self-inflicted gaslighting is a dangerous game, blurring the lines between truth and fiction until you no longer know which way is up. Prolonged distortion doesn't just lead to confusion, it can result in a complete detachment from reality. You become an NPC in your own life, blindly following pre-programmed instructions, unable to distinguish truth from fiction. The consequences are severe: lost opportunities, broken relationships, and a profound sense of emptiness. The cost of ignoring the initial signs is nothing less than your own sanity. The user is advised to discern truth from distortion by employing rigorous reality testing. Question everything, including your own assumptions. Seek diverse perspectives and be willing to challenge your beliefs. Practice critical thinking and develop the ability to identify logical fallacies. And most importantly, trust your intuition. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Break through the programming by actively seeking truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Mistake 2, The algorithmic cage, how predictable routines become self-imposed prison. Those predictable routines you cling to, they're not just habits, they're an algorithmic cage trapping you within pre-programmed loops. Like a hamster on a wheel, you're expending energy but getting nowhere, a constant state of simulated productivity that keeps you enslaved to the system. It's not just about boredom, it's about surrendering your free will. Consider the subtle cues and environmental factors that unconsciously influence your choices, a field known as behavioral economics. Grocery store layouts are designed to maximize spending. Social media algorithms are engineered to keep you scrolling. Advertising tactics are crafted to manipulate your desires. You believe you're making independent decisions, but you're merely responding to pre-programmed triggers. Predictable routines make you vulnerable to manipulation and exploitation. Your habits become data points, easily analyzed and exploited by external forces. Your predictable schedule becomes a roadmap for those who seek to control you. Here are the steps to break free from this algorithmic cage. Introduce randomness and spontaneity into your daily life. Change your commute route, try a new restaurant, engage with different social circles. Disrupt the pattern and reclaim your autonomy. Take an improv class to improve your flexibility. The goal is to become unpredictable and unreadable, a ghost in the machine. Mistake 3. The emotional black hole, how suppressed feelings create a void that consumes you. Suppressing your emotions isn't just an inconvenience. It's like creating an emotional black hole, a void that consumes your energy and vitality. You might think you're being strong by bottling up your feelings, but you're actually creating a destructive force that will eventually implode. It's not just about feeling sad, it's about denying your own humanity. Emotional bypassing, using spirituality or positivity to avoid processing difficult emotions, is a common trap. Hiding behind good vibes to avoid conflict or discomfort is like putting a band-aid on a festering wound. You might feel good in the short term, but the underlying problem will only get worse. These suppressed emotions can manifest as severe physical and mental health problems, leading to a complete system failure. Anxiety, depression, chronic pain, and autoimmune diseases are just some of the potential consequences. It's not just about feeling bad, it's about jeopardizing your well-being. For positive progress, safely feel the emotion and then move on. Find a safe space where you can express your feelings without judgment. Cry, scream, punch a pillow, whatever it takes to release the pent-up energy. Practice mindfulness and observe your emotions without getting carried away by them. Acknowledge your pain, allow yourself to feel it fully, and then release it. Mistake 4. The echo chamber of the mind, how neglecting intuition amplifies your fears. Neglecting your intuition creates an echo chamber of the mind, where fears and anxieties are amplified and reinforced. That little voice inside you that's been trying to warn you, ignoring it is like turning up the volume on your worst nightmares. It's not just about making bad decisions. It's about silencing your inner guidance. Consider how cognitive biases, systematic patterns of deviation from norm or rationality in judgment, cloud our reasoning. Confirmation bias leads you to seek out information that confirms your existing beliefs, while ignoring evidence to the contrary. The availability heuristic causes you to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled, such as those that are frequently reported in the news. Anchoring bias makes you rely too heavily on the first piece of information you receive, even if it's irrelevant. Neglecting intuition makes you susceptible to manipulation and exploitation. You become a puppet, controlled by external forces that prey on your fears and insecurities. If you believe what you see on the news without question, or trust the government without scrutiny, you're already trapped in the simulation's coding. These tactics are suggested to enhance intuition and connect with inner wisdom. Practice active imagination and guided meditation. Close your eyes, relax your body, and allow your imagination to roam freely. Ask your inner guide for advice and listen carefully to the answers. Trust your instincts and follow your heart. Mistake 5. The addiction to applause, how seeking validation becomes a source of self-destruction. Seeking external validation is an addiction to applause that fuels a cycle of self-destruction. This addiction may compel you to make yourself look bad for the views. It's not just about wanting to be liked. It's about sacrificing your integrity for fleeting moments of attention. Users are dependent on narcissistic supply, the need for external validation to maintain a fragile sense of self-worth. You might crave attention and admiration, but those feelings will quickly vanish. The need to continue impressing others leads to severe burnout and mental health problems. All your energy goes towards external presentation instead of self-cultivation. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about losing your soul. Consider this method to stop relying on others for validation. Find it within yourself. Acknowledge your strengths, celebrate your accomplishments, and forgive your mistakes. You are worthy of love and acceptance just as you are. Mistake 6. The virus of self-criticism. How negative self-talk erodes your inner foundation. Negative self-talk is a virus corrupting the core of your being. That constant stream of insults and criticisms, it's not just an annoyance. It's a deadly infection that's slowly killing you from the inside out. In fact, the virus has mutated and is now more difficult to eradicate. This relates to internalized oppression, adopting negative beliefs and stereotypes about yourself based on your social group. These stereotypes have deep roots that erode self-worth over time. Constant negative self-talk erodes your soul and leaves you hollow. The damage is nearly irreversible, and it's not just about feeling bad, it's about losing your sense of self. Share techniques to rewire thought and find new ways to exist. Challenge your negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. Forgive yourself for your mistakes and focus on your strengths. You are capable of greatness, and it's time to start believing in yourself. Mistake 7. The prison of the mind. How isolation reinforces the walls of your limited reality. Isolation reinforces the walls of your limited reality. The prison that holds you makes it more difficult to change and grow. It is not just about being alone, it's about cutting yourself off from the world. The concept of groupthink, the tendency to conform to the opinions and behaviors of a group, even when those opinions are wrong or harmful, is the justification many use to reinforce isolation. They would rather stay isolated than conform. Isolation can lead to the loss of your soul. People become husks because of disconnect, and it's not just about feeling lonely, it's about losing your humanity. Guide the user through small steps to connect and engage with the outside world. Join a club, volunteer your time, or simply strike up a conversation with a stranger. Reconnect with your community and discover the power of human connection. Mistake 8. The cosmic drift. How losing sight of your purpose leads to existential annihilation. Losing sight of your purpose is a cosmic drift towards existential annihilation. Without a purpose, the center will not hold, and chaos will ensue. It's not just about feeling lost, it's about surrendering your reason for being. Existential nihilism, the belief that life is inherently meaningless and without purpose, is a perspective that will not lead to a life of value. It is not to say that value is not created, but that it is not assigned. It is not just about feeling empty, it's about negating the value of existence. Losing your purpose has irreversible consequences. If your center is lost, the damage will be tough to repair. It's not just about feeling unfulfilled, it's about losing your connection to the universe. Discuss the power of community to center on a purpose. Find your tribe, connect with like-minded individuals, and support each other's goals. Together, you can create something meaningful and leave a lasting impact on the world. The journey is complete. You've navigated the treacherous landscape of the 8 dangerous mistakes and emerged with a powerful debugging toolkit, one forged in the heart of the Snow Moon's intense energy. This isn't just theoretical knowledge, it's a practical guide to rewriting the very code of your reality. What was once a source of potential destruction is now a pathway to profound self-mastery. Consider how far you've come. Ignoring those initial warning signs no longer dooms you to a distorted reality. Instead, you're now hyper-attuned, a vigilant observer of the subtle cues that guide you toward truth. No longer trapped in the algorithmic cage of predictable routines, you've embraced the natural flow, adapting with grace and resilience. Those suppressed emotions that once threatened to consume you are now fuel for emotional alchemy, transforming pain into power. The deafening echo chamber of the mind, where fear reigns supreme, has given way to the clear, unwavering voice of your intuition, guiding you with quantum wisdom. Seeking validation from external sources no longer dictates your worth. You've cultivated an unwavering reliance on your inner compass and now navigate with authentic power. The relentless virus of self-criticism has been eradicated, replaced by positive self-programming. The isolating walls of your limited reality have crumbled, replaced by the embrace of authentic community. And finally, that terrifying cosmic drift towards existential annihilation has been averted, replaced by a rock-solid internal value system, the true north of your soul. With this debugging toolkit, you now hold the power to rewrite limiting code, reprogram subconscious beliefs, and redesign your life from the ground up. But knowledge alone is not enough. Conscious, consistent action is the key to wielding this power effectively. The Snow Moon provided the toolkit, now it's time to use it. But this transformation doesn't end with you. Your personal evolution ripples outwards, impacting the collective simulation in ways you may never fully realize. Think of the butterfly effect, how a seemingly insignificant action, like a single act of kindness, can trigger a cascade of positive change, inspiring countless others to do the same. Your decision to break free from negative patterns, to embrace authenticity, to live with purpose, creates a resonance that elevates the consciousness of all. You are not just healing yourself. You are healing the world. This isn't just a feel-good sentiment, it's a fundamental truth about the interconnectedness of all things. Each viewer has a responsibility to use this newfound awareness to create a more positive and harmonious reality for all. A better you truly does equal a better world for everyone. So, let's solidify your foundation. As you move forward, remember these key resolutions that address the original mistakes. Commit to breaking complacency loops, escaping the trap of autopilot. Vow to rewrite the algorithms that control your choices, reclaiming your autonomy. Learn to process black hole emotions safely, transmuting pain into wisdom. Trust your internal guidance without question, allowing your intuition to lead the way. Embrace your authentic power, detaching from the need for external validation. Recode your inner world with empowering truths, replacing negativity with self-compassion. Align your energy with your highest potential, manifesting the life you were born to live. Become the architect of your own reality, consciously designing a world that reflects your deepest values. Now that you've overcome these challenges, a solid foundation has been laid. The universe supports you in building upon it. Of course, many mysteries remain. The nature of reality, the intricacies of the simulation, the extent of our conscious potential, these are questions that may never be fully answered. But the journey of exploration is itself a reward. In upcoming videos, we'll delve into advanced techniques for conscious manifestation, decoding synchronicities, connecting with higher dimensions, and much more. The rabbit hole goes deeper than you can possibly imagine, but you don't have to go it alone. I encourage you to continue sharing your experiences, insights, and questions in the comments below. Let's build a community of conscious explorers, supporting each other on this incredible journey. And if this message resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel for more mind-expanding content and share this video with anyone who might benefit from its message. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. The journey